the best way to get from to do to done as quickly as possible is to understand the concept of sprints. Everyone says that life is a marathon and everything we want to do is all about running the marathon, but I've come to realize that in reality, it is a long distance run, but making progress on that run is a series of sprints. I first realized this when in college. You see, in school, everyone says that the best thing to do is to keep up with the material as the semester goes on, to study a little bit every day, and you're going to do the best in the class. But I came to realize that whether you do that or not, it's fine, but the best thing to actually do is to spend a little bit of time where all you do is study for that particular test. That way, your brain gets fully immersed in that topic, and you're taking advantage of the fact that our brains work better when they're fully focused on just one thing. And when you do these sprints like I did in school, you're taking advantage of two things. The first is a deadline. Obviously, in school, the deadline was the test. And if you can put deadlines for yourself of, okay, I'm going to spend 3 days full on just getting this thing done, you're taking advantage of Parkinson's law, which says that things take as long as you leave for them. If you say, okay, I have 3 months to work on this, it'll take 3 months. But if you say, okay, I have 1 month, it'll take 1 month. It was really amazing for me, for example, that in school I always seemed to finish studying and get through everything I wanted to get through by the time the test came around, regardless of how much time I devoted beforehand to studying. The other thing you're taking advantage of, which we talked about, is a multiplying brain power when your brain is focused on just one thing for a long or a longer period of time. So when you make your plans and have different tasks for different projects maybe, or unrelated projects that are going on at the same time, just pick one, make it small enough where it could be a sprint of either 3 days a week or whatever, and then make that your obsession and focus and work on just that one thing to get it done, to get it as quickly as possible from to do to done. Now, this isn't the best thing to do for everything, but everyone talks about running the marathon. Nobody talks about running the sprint, and I think running the sprint is way more powerful. You get things done a lot more quickly, and the result of the work is actually better than worse. So keep this in mind, and whenever applicable, create sprints for yourself to run. Focus on one thing and see it to completion, and do it in a short period of time, whatever it means for that particular project, with a deadline and with all-consuming attention. And by the way, this is kind of the same thing as the flow state we talked about earlier. Remember, we talked about working on one thing at a time for 45 minutes or 50 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever you chose to do at a time. What you do when you run sprints with projects or tasks is you get in that same state, but you're doing it for a long period of time. And then after that, what you should do is, let's say you get a big project done, then just like you did with your shorter work periods, take a break to completely rejuvenate, to take your mind off of that so that when you return, you're ready for the next sprint to go again full force.